Anyway, welcome to Dead Cell episode 14.
No, it isn't, is it?
No, but like definitely episode 11, 12.
Yeah, somewhere around 9, 12.
Today on Dead Cell, we have Bot Grinder, FPV.
Hi, I'm Bot Grinder.
We have Mike Duran from Gemfan Propellers.
Hey.
They paid us $10 million to have him on here today. So.
Yes. Yeah, PayPal, so it's
so exactly.
It's
so it's a cash only transaction in a briefcase.
Oh, okay.
Mr. Beast style. So then,
cool.
Yep.
Right.
So
can you take Colombian currency? Don't be the only way.
Yes. We'll take cocaine. We'll take cocaine for sure.
Are you implying that cocaine is our only currency? Because
we got cheeseburgers and AKs or something.
Yeah, we have cheeseburgers and AR-15s. And you guys have AK-47s and cocaine.
I'll trade. I'll do a little trade. I'll take some empanadas and cocaine.
Exactly. Yeah. So we got Mike here. I ran into Mike yesterday, two days ago at the Underground Whoop League race, and we hung out all day. And I told him he should come on the podcast because I think he was supposed to at one point. And
yeah, you were like one of our original ideas for a guest, but
so I figured
when we decided to do it, we were like, let's get Ivan. Ivan will have to be the guinea pig.
Yeah. No offense, but that's just what happened.
Yeah.
It's really nothing personal. It's just that we don't really plan this too well.
Not at all.
Nope. So it sort of just happens, and it is what it is. So
it is.
Yeah. So, but anyway, thanks for coming on. Appreciate it.
Pleasure.
Cool.
Yeah. So I don't really know what the agenda is for today, but I want
to know how propellers are made. I want this to be like how things are done, things are made. I want to know how the heck propellers get made.
Okay, so how do propellers get made?
So when daddy propeller and mommy propeller, okay, so it's basically a plastic injection system, just like any other, like bottles, basically anything that you can see out there made by plastic. It's basically made out of a mold, and you just pour plastic, inject plastic at a certain speed and temperature, and when it cools, there you go.
That's pretty simple. That's sick. Yeah. So you have to, for each propeller, obviously you have to have a different mold and everything.
Yeah.
So when people are like, hey, I want this like hyper specific kind of prop, you're like, fuck off, I got to make a mold for all that.
I mean, it is possible if we see the value on that, and we see that it's like an interesting idea to pursue, then we might just we will not make a final mold. There are two different molds: prototypes and finals.
Gotcha.
So the prototypes are way cheaper, and we can get a really good system. Also, you can sort of 3D print with a special technique. But yeah, it is possible. But the best one is always the one, like the final mold. That's what you get when you fly.
Yeah.
How would you 3D print props without them exploding?
You need special machinery for that. You need special plastic. It's not like your regular PLA or TPU or ABS. And you need to get it to a specific temperature, follow some specific guidelines on a specific machine that it's not available that much. Let's say it's pretty new to the market, I would say.
3D printing for props?
For prototypes, yeah.
That's crazy. That's pretty sick, though. Damn, I wonder if there ever be a consumer level one of that where you just print your props and whatever else.
You probably could figure a way to do it if you got the right filament and a good printer.
No, I don't think so, because the amount. You're going to get air between each layer all the time. And those are stress points that are going to make your prop do that. So.
And so with like a industrial 3D printer, you don't get air between the layers, or less air.
I would say you get less, but you don't. It's not a whole piece. Like it's like getting crackers, trying to get them into a block. Yes,
Yeah.
you might squish them to a certain point where they are solid, but they are not going to have the same structure as if you have a proper block of the material, the raw material just fused.
Yeah. So for like your props, the molds, you have I assume your production facility would have multiple molds of the same propeller, or is
Yes.
it? And then so you can obviously there's one for one direction, one for the other direction. You would have to have multiple so you can mass produce them.
Exactly. And not just that, because we have different colors. So sometimes if we have a line of production of like a lot of machines going at the same time. If we want different colors of the same prop, we need different versions of the same mold to make different colors at the same time. Otherwise, it's going to take 4 times the time.
Sounds expensive.
To just get it done. Yeah.
I
think it's pretty fascinating though.
It's
I think
awesome.
It's neat.
I love it. I like the the engineering that goes into it too is pretty fascinating. Because there's a lot of seemingly like a prop that looks very similar, like two props that look very similar, can fly completely different.
Yeah,
and it's just you know what I mean. It's the way that
materials and everything. There's a lot of
the way things are curved. Not even just the pitch, just the shape of the blade itself.
The vortex tip at the end too will make the fly different.
Yeah, but there are many different things that come into how to making a prop fly the way it flies, and it's a mix of design, the purpose. Actually, something that not many people know is that we can design a prop with a specific throttle percentage on effectiveness. So let's say for the cine shows, the light shows, those quads are not flying in full throttle, so they don't need efficiency on 70-80% throttle. We can just keep it at 50 and make it the best. The performance peak is going to be at 50%, which makes it more.
Pretty neat, actually.
Yeah, that's saying the material, the mix of materials, colors, and textures on the prop. So there are many different things to make it unique.
Well, I always speaking of materials, I always wondered if there'd ever be some sort of sustainable prop, you know what I mean? One that isn't just straight up plastic. Maybe when it's a mix of materials or some shit, but I feel like you can't, everything's got to be that kind of plastic.
I mean,
they make a mushroom prop or some shit, you know?
At some point you have to realize that the market is not going to accept anything that is just eco-friendly for the sake of being eco-friendly. If the performance is not there or the durability is not there, it's why people don't make metal props or carbon fiber props for 5-inch, because the moment you touch them, explode.
Yeah. No, we made metal props. Bot and I did.
We had a lot better than I thought I would.
Yeah.
We made some metal props. We flew in a bando, didn't catch on fire till 5 minutes in.
I mean, exactly. But then again, so there are ways to make it more sustainable, because I really like the idea of being responsible with the amount of plastic that we produce as a company. However, it is very difficult because we can only get it done in China, because there is a process where the old props can be shipped to a warehouse, chipped, and that plastic gets reused. But that is not possible in the States because the cost would be huge. And shipping from the States to China, those broken props is also going to be super expensive. So it beats the purpose at the end.
That makes sense.
Mm-hmm. So we have been doing it in China locally because the shipping rates there are super low. But so far, I haven't figured out a way. If you got any ideas, I would love to hear them.
Yeah, it's but the impact of propellers, the plastic impact of propellers is so minuscule compared to everything else that it doesn't. I don't think it's compared to single-use food packaging and stuff like that. It's a drop in the bucket compared to that.
Oh yeah,
So
of course, but it's our responsibility. So in this
yeah,
case,
no, I
we
understand.
feel. I mean, for us, it's huge because it's our responsibility. So, but I do agree that like compared to let's say the plastic bags in supermarkets, stuff
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that, like single use packaging for food, is like negligible.
I mean, all my broken
everything
props
is fucked, but
bought
I
froze.
thought, I was just wondering if that was ever like on the horizon, or not on the horizon, but
But
ever something anybody ever looked into.
we have different ways that we've tried to recycle and reuse them.
Mm-hmm.
So there was a student in China who actually made dresses made out of propellers for a fashion statement, whatever. So
Sick.
so she had some. I use my broken props, like the blades. I chop them off and use them as arm protector for the wires with some tape, like simple use.
Yeah, that works really well. If none of you all doing that, that's a really good way to protect your motor wires there. Is take an old prop, snap it, then either zip tie or tape it around the arm over the motor wires.
Yeah,
that's a good idea.
It's super easy. And my Christmas tree has propellers.
Nice.
Use propellers all around, like decorations we made. My wife makes decorations with props. I mean, try to reuse them, but it's not very feasible for everybody to do that kind of stuff. So
yeah, I've seen a few sculptures, a few prop art projects people have made that are pretty neat.
Yeah, it's pretty
Besides
cool.
propellers, what else you got going on?
But
What else you got going on?
Besides props over there, Gemfan.
I thought you were asking Scott about.
No, I know what Graham's doing.
No.
Okay,
He's trying to think of something to ask you. Is what he's doing over there.
All right. So, I mean, at Gemfan, we're making props, some tiny accessories that we're designing, the gates, the reflective gates.
Mm-hmm.
That is the new product that we launched a few months ago, and some secret stuff that I cannot tell you yet. But I'm trying to come up with different stuff, not just propellers, that may ease up, like it may make it easier to the pilots to do certain stuff.
Oh, all right. What are the reflective gates? They're like whoop gates, or
no, I mean whoop gates and 5-inch gates, and they're made out of the regular gate material, but we included a reflective strip. That we're sewing that into the gate, and we use some special techniques to make the logos also reflective. So it encourages racing pilots to have more LEDs, make it more visible and entertaining for the audience when they fly, like let's say on straight leg and 5-inch. Like the more LEDs they use, the more they're going to see the gates. So
that's pretty sick. That's smart.
That's pretty useful.
I like that.
Are you gonna be at I/O?
Possibly. I was talking to some people about it. Possibly, depending on when it is exactly.
That would be awesome because.
I'll probably go because it's only 2 hours from me. So
nice.
Oh yeah, it's close to Ohio.
Yeah,
that would be awesome. We're gonna do a pitch black race, like the first ever race with no ambient lights, just the reflective gates and the LEDs on the quads.
Cool.
Yeah, that's gonna be super nice.
It should be. I mean, I think that'll be good because if it's at night, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So I think that'll work. Have you tested it? I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Does it reflect well in like the moonlight?
Yeah, I was at the. I mean, you cannot see anything else but a reflective strip and the inner section of the gates. So you know where to go and how everything is structured in the track. But you need to be, quite careful too, because I mean, it's pitch black. You can only see square on the floor.
Somebody like, you almost want another quad ahead of you just to light it up. It seems like, you know what I mean? So you can follow them around.
No, because you cannot see the light from other pilots. Like the good thing about these LED, this material that we made, it only reflects the light in an angle, in the same angle that it's going. Right?
Oh, shit.
So only your LEDs are going to be lighting up that strut, which makes it perfect, because then if you have red LEDs, the track is going to be red for you.
Mhm.
But if your friend has blue LEDs, you're not gonna that's not gonna bleed into your goggle feed, which makes it better.
I was talking to some people at the Whoop race, and we're saying you can change like gate colors depending on VTX and stuff. And that might be kind of cool for Whoop races. Say everybody has a color, so like as you hit a gate, it lights up red, and the next person lights up green and shit, and then you can see who's hitting the gate and what quads ahead and everything.
I think it has been done.
Yeah,
it's a really interesting idea.
Well, can you get an analog night vision camera? Do those exist?
You can use any kind of video system on those gates.
But those exist? Do you guys does like a night vision analog camera exist for FPV?
Low light cameras.
No, not a low light camera, but like just straight up like the night vision goggle type.
Like
shit.
green
thermal.
kind of. Yeah. No, like green. He means like the green.
The green. That'd be sick.
I don't know if that's possible.
That'd be sick.
But I would imagine the quality, the video quality is not going to be that good, and I don't know about the latency of that.
Yeah, I was going to say, would there be latency?
Well, it would be the camera. It would be the camera, not the transmission at the camera end. I just saw that shit. I just saw what's his name. It's processing the camera.
That still takes time, and it's got to get back to you.
Yeah, you're right. But the what's his name? Mads Tech. I saw a video pop up where there was this thing that you could plug into a DJI unit, I think, and it allows you to put any type of camera on it. Essentially, I mean that's DJI. I wouldn't race with that, obviously, but I'm just saying there is an intermediary where you can do like a thermal camera that feeds into your goggles and stuff like that.
That would be awesome. I mean, I haven't seen that video, but it's it's super interesting. Like that would be an interesting thing to do, like just to try it out and see how it goes.
When you race, Mike, do you race with the analog?
Yeah.
Okay. I know there are some outliers out there that will race with DJI systems, Vistas and stuff, but that just seems insane to me. Yeah, that thing's sick.
Nice. That's a race quad.
The best thing, yeah.
What frame is that?
Typhoon.
Well, that's okay.
Hyper made this. It's a Typhoon frame. It's pretty good. I'm not a fast racer, so I cannot really tell the difference. But it has. I mean, it's pretty strong. That's what I care about right now.
Yeah. That's what matters in 2024 is durability. Fuck everything else. I don't give a shit.
The racers have come maybe like 0.5% closer, 0.05% closer to convincing me to race, but I'm still not there yet.
What's your holdout? What's your holdup?
My holdup? It's just
it's racing.
You just go to a thing and you got to go to an organized event. I already got to be on time somewhere, No,
I feel that. Yeah.
And I got to be at this thing and then I got to sit at the thing.
I can't learn tracks.
Practice.
I know, but then I got to
practice.
Yeah, but sometimes like on a Saturday, like getting out of my house before 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock is a challenge. So
yeah.
And these guys will get out there at like 9 a.m. and they're already, going and then.
Yeah, the Whoop race started at 9 a.m. this weekend and I was like, cool, see you guys at noon. Yeah. I mean, I set an alarm for 10. I didn't want to be rude. They had me come out there to do stuff. So I was like, all right, I'll get up at 10, but 9, that's a little much.
I mean, I can get up early. That's not the problem. But the things that happen between getting up and like accomplishing something is a whole different thing.
I need at least like 30 minutes to smoke weed every morning. It's my me time.
Well, you talked about it not being able to follow a specific tribe because what?
That's my issue. Yeah, I can do simple tiny Whoop races and stuff, but like at IO in the past or different multi-GP events, I've gone and just like messed around and try to like follow the track, and I'm like, I get halfway through. And
but dude, like my IO tracks are insanely difficult. So
they're kind of gnarly.
No, you just go to a simple race, and believe me, after a few packs, you just get used to it.
And I guess a lot of times people practice in the sim too. They'll have the track layout in like Velocidrone or something they can practice on.
Yeah,
that's another.
GQ.
We should do a race for people that don't race. Take a bunch of freestyle dudes that don't race. You, me, with Spider Sugar race, just like a bunch of people. We'll all meet up and we'll do an exhibition race. Maybe like IO or something.
Fly with like freestyle quads, and that's it. You're not going to be.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. We'll fly freestyle quads. I'll fly a fucking Grinderino, dog. I'll get the 3.5 and I'll dust all y'all.
Wait, let's do that. Let's do Grinderino race.
Okay, yeah, I'm down. At IO, if I go to IO, we have to do a Grinderino race. I bet we can talk to somebody there and we can get 30 minutes set aside on a track.
I will build a Grinderino if you get that. You're down?
You down for the Grinderino race?
Yeah, all right, sick. I'll do the Grinderino race.
We'll talk about this. Freeway Grinderino race. Hell yeah.
So cool. That'd be sick. So that's also the big hesitation for me too with racing is it's also a thing that I'm gonna also have to try to get good at.
You can't just do it half-ass. You have to go hard.
Yeah, if I'm gonna do it, I want to. No, it's not that. It's just that like, in order for it to be fun and to get to a point where it's fun, I'm gonna have to put a lot of time into it. And I don't want to dedicate the time for that.
And try to be better than others.
You would be surprised because you're already freestyle.
But to make it through the gates consistently, like in order for me to not be frustrated, like I can't just show up once every couple of weeks and be like, I'm here, unless I want to sit in the sim and do it. But I don't want to do that shit in the sim. Like I hate the sim.
You can do it. Like, believe me, like that's how I started. I've been flying freestyle for many years. And when I tried to go into racing, I only had one quad. And it was like me trying to, I still have some of the freestyle traits, bringing them into racing. And they tell me, we can tell you're a freestyler because, I mean, I try to go smooth and like, I don't know. Some crazy stuff.
But I see it. Instead of like zip, zip, boom, 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 boom. That's like the racers. View.
I try
like that. Yeah.
Flow more.
And they're like, no, dude,
just go for it. And like, I can't. I suck.
It is a different beast for sure. Like at the Whoop race this weekend, you could tell once it moved up to like the elite class and like the hardcore ones, instead of like it was bing, zoom, 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 zoom like that for tiny whoops. Like it was a crazy difference. Like once you get to that level, you're just confident and punching it and going for the line. Like no hesitation.
No bullshit.
Yeah. We both went to Whoop races this weekend. You went to one too, Grim?
Yeah, we both were. We were at the
underground. So all three of us. Shit, look at that. Cool. We all had great weekends then, huh?
I didn't even fly a tiny whoop. I just like talked to Mike the whole time, watched the race a little bit, and finally met the guy from Wrecked.
Nice. And that was UWL, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was that in the airport? In the airport? In the what do you call it?
No, it was in a church.
Oh,
I had to go to a fucking church.
It was in a church.
I was like, God damn! Like not even just like a church you'd have like a punk show at, but like a fucking mega church.
Oh, like Joel Osteen style.
Yeah, like a fucking
I bet it was like sick track
suburban. Like, yeah, it was in like their their worship place. But I had to go in there and just read all this like Bible shit all over the place, and I was like, no offense. I don't know. It's just I grew up doing that. It was like post traumatic stress.
Yeah, if you get a race in a Catholic church, I'd skip it. Same thing.
I had an idea about like there were some frames on the bathroom stalls with quotes from the Bible. I said like, how of an asshole would I be if I just change it to Lord of the Rings quotes? No, I wouldn't do it, but it crossed my mind. It crossed my mind. I said like, and Aragorn came to Gondor on this. Like, what fuck? That would be amazing.
Oh man. So yeah, it was cool. The Underground Whoop League is cool because it's a spec race. So it's a 75 millimeter, 19,000 kV. LEDs, and there's a special hex in beta flight, so that's everything's throttle capped. So everyone has the same specs.
That's cool.
So everything was kind of slow, but it would have been a good race for someone like me to do if I had the quad build out, but I just didn't have the quad build out.
I think you're gonna like if you want to get into racing. Open class is going to be too crazy. It's going to be more expensive. You're going to be breaking more shit, and you need many different quads.
Street league, street league would be cool.
My baby.
I hear good things about the street league.
Yeah,
I mean it's super nice. It's slow, so you can actually like try and. It's just floating around.
Mhm.
I mean, if you get fast, it's going to be more competitive and the lines are going to improve. But usually to just learn, it's really easy and you don't break as many things. Like I've been flying this for 7 months and I haven't broke a single thing.
Oh wow, a racing quad for 7 months straight. Damn,
Like,
that's
and
kind of crazy.
not even a motor.
What are the gates or the courses or anything? Do they differ from multi-GP tracks at all, or is there any like
Yeah.
specific street league style?
Kind of. Usually they're longer and like bigger.
More spread out, or
Yeah, more spread out. But
gotcha. Yeah, multi-GP
I mean,
can be real tight.
yeah, but you can fly the 5-inch tracks too. It's going to be not as straight leaguey, but it's going to work. Yeah, you're going to be able to fly them and enjoy it. It's fun.
Because that's part of it too. Is, if you're going to go race, you want to have fun. You don't just want to be super competitive and like hyper focused on that. You want to have a good time.
Exactly.
Yeah, I would be interested in that, but I don't want to build like a super specific drone. Because if I build, well, I guess it doesn't matter. Because if I don't want to do it, I can just take it apart. But the motors are really the thing, because I guess I can make a 7 like a long range, but I already have. That's why I like the open class idea, because I have a bunch of fucking motors and shit I could just throw away, no problem. I have a bunch of Emax motors I could just trash all day.
But it's going to be way faster too.
Yeah. I mean, I can fly fast. Okay. And I think once I get through that, once I figure out that gate path, I can get it. Like when I freestyle now, I kind of fly low and fast. And well, if I do fly, I haven't flown a lot. I'm gonna admit that. I barely fly my drones. But I talk about them all the time.
I build them a lot. I fly them once every month.
Oh, I tried to go fly today too, and I got outside, and it was like 20 degrees out, and it was snowing.
Fuck that shit.
I was like, nope, going home.
Yeah, quads, they're all right to fly when it's cold, but 20, yeah, I don't know about that. It's not that enjoyable.
No.
Also, your battery sucks.
Inside somewhere.
Yeah, the batteries, the props just disintegrate.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're super brittle.
Yeah. I don't know why it got so cold all of a sudden, but I'm pissed.
Because that's what it does right before it gets nice again. It does one last fuck you and it's cold, and then it gets nice at like a week later.
Yeah. And then it'll be warm, and then it'll be like 80 degrees forever.
Yeah, and then everything will be all right in the world. We can go fucking ride bikes and fly drones.
You need to come to Colombia, dude. It's the same weather all year round. So if it's warm, it's going to be warm all year round.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
Maybe. I wonder how much flights are to Colombia.
I mean, you'll be surprised. It's pretty easy.
I could just take like a boat from Miami. I could just get on.
I mean, if you want to get in the news, yeah, you could.
I could just get on one of those one of those little Cessnas that fly into Miami.
Okay, you put a 7-inch on the back of your boat, and that's gonna propel you for the whole trip.
Exactly.
Makes sense.
No, I've always wanted to go to Bogota one day. I mean, anytime you come to, I will make content
Bogota,
down there. You guys have races down there, right?
Yeah. Races, and we have a big ass bando. It's a huge hospital that it's just completely abandoned. It's an amazing spot, and not many people go and fly it. So, but we can go if you ever make it here.
What's the law like when it comes to drones in Colombia?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I mean, I'm apprehensive about doing illegal things in foreign countries.
I mean, there are rules, but there are rules. I mean, you can just go to an abandoned place and no one's going to give you shit. You can go to different spots, and like it's like in America. Like you can pretty much fly responsibly wherever you want.
Yeah, but it's different. I guess my point is it's different for me doing something in America versus somebody who's like a foreign citizen. Sometimes, depending on.
It's not going to be that much.
I'll be right back. I have to let my dog out. Sorry.
No worries. Yeah. So like, I don't know. That's all I'm curious about is like, I'm sure, but that sounds sick and also warm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
let me see if let me see if I can find a picture of the abandoned hospital.
Okay. I don't know. I do. I wonder what flights are like there. I will want to look that up actually, because that sounds like a just out of curiosity.
It's not that expensive.
No,
like
I'm surprised sometimes by
Atlanta.
flights. I actually flew like a few years ago. I flew to Europe. I flew from Cleveland into Iceland and then into the United Kingdom, and the whole round trip was like $300.
Yeah, I mean,
which is
here is nothing. It's almost nothing. Like compared to some other places, yeah. Oh yeah, I got some pictures. I'm gonna send
Is
it
there
to
a
the
way to
chat.
is there? Oh, okay.
Oh no.
I don't know how. There's no way to like share screens in this podcast app. That's the one thing that I'm like.
Discord is like the best on that stuff. I just send you a link so you can check it
Oh
out. That's the
damn!
bando.
Oh my god!
It's
What
huge,
Discord
right?
servers? What Discord servers are you hanging out in? Is there a Gemfan one?
All of them. All of them. No, I managed the Discord server for Gemfan here, but I'm not really active on Discord. Like there's
Okay, I wasn't sure.
so much going on.
Yeah, it's a lot. I was on Discord for a little bit when on bots Discord, but I kind of hop in and out. But I don't know. I just can't do it too much anymore. It gets Discord's a thing. It's like a completely different animal. I feel like.
Yeah.
It's a very. I think it's great though. I like it. This bando looks fucking sick.
Yeah.
I am back.
If I edit,
bando.
click that link he's shared. If I edit this video, which
you have to edit it now. Come on.
Okay, I'm gonna put this image. I'm gonna have to let me write a note.
Like you can find different like
32 minutes
related
in.
pictures about it, and it's like I got access to that bando, and dude,
32 minutes. Put the bando picture in. 32 minutes. Put
wow,
bando
that's big. That's a large building.
yeah,
That's sick.
picture.
and you have access to every single floor
Nice.
to pick up your drum, so it's pretty awesome.
I feel like I've seen this somewhere. Is it in videos? Is this in content like on Instagram?
I'm sure it is.
Oh my god. I think this is that shit that I see like everyone flying on
No, I doubt
yeah.
it because this place is very restricted to many people, so I don't believe many pilots would be going there. Also because usually freestyle pilots in Colombia tend to go to more to softer areas like trees and parks and stuff like that. This is full of concrete. That's gonna like one crash is gonna be like catastrophic to your stuff, and everything is way more expensive here. So,
how do you have access if you're allowed to say? Are you
yes.
You're just that cool?
No, not at
That's
all.
something I think about. I mean, there's this kid that lives in India. It's in the Discord, and he asked for part recommendations. He's like, everything here is so expensive to get. You know, we recommend some. She's like, oh, it's really expensive here. They got radios $300 here instead of like $100 or whatever. You know, that's what I forget. People in different parts of the world don't have access to all this. You know, race day quads or fucking whatever other store to get super fast shipping.
And not just that, like the custom clearance in your country is amazing compared
we don't have customs.
No, exactly. But no, you got regulations that are kind of fair. So they allow these kind of hobbies to exist. But in Colombia, right out of the gate, when you import anything, you have to pay 19% of the whole cost of the thing. So retailers are getting pennies.
Yeah. If we order something for overseas, we don't pay a tax before we can pick it up. We just get it. You know, we just get our package. But you know, like if you mail something to Australia or Colombia, anywhere else, you have to pay a percentage on the price. So that's why, when I mail people stuff, I just put gift, like $1 gift or whatever, so they don't have to pay a stupid big import tax.
Yeah. And if the box has a certain amount of stuff, I think it's like 3 of the same in Colombia. I'm not really sure about this, but I think this is how it is. If you have more than 3 of the same thing, it's going to get flagged. And then you will have to pay like ship and some taxes for it. I don't know. I think that's the way it is. So yeah, it's a pain in the ass.
That's unfortunate. Are there workarounds that people do?
AliExpress, I think, would be the easiest workaround, but that kills the retailers.
Yeah,
so there is no incentive.
Good. But now a lot of people are on AliExpress.
Exactly, but that doesn't incentivize the retailers to just buy stuff, because everybody will be just buying from AliExpress, and that's it.
Yeah, same with like Amazon here. It's people buying drone stuff off Amazon. I don't think they should be doing that. Half the time you're going to get somebody returned anyway, and they do have like return policies. But I just order from drone stores. I think so drone stores can stay open and continue selling drones.
Exactly. You support, and that in the long run, that's going to bring more people into the hobby, making it more accessible, better technology, more things for everybody.
I think also,
yeah.
So in Colombia, where it's difficult to get things, people will still would still rather support race day quads and pay like a tax on that, an extra tax on that.
I know some people that are just like because of the retailers don't see that much of an earning
margin?
from margin from that. Sometimes they don't carry most of the things that we need. So
retailers in Colombia,
yeah. So
I think a lot of sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. But I'm telling Grim, a lot of overseas companies, like UK and stuff, you're going to order a bunch of frames. You're paying, 30% more for those frames than you would be in America, and then their margins are a lot smaller. So like, why am I going to carry this shit? I'm only making $5 a frame instead of like 20 or something.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So then, if someone, and then the race day quads wouldn't be able to ship internationally to some places because it wouldn't be worth it for them to do it either.
Or you'd be paying $45 in shipping plus your import fees.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Like people bought, demi bots, and they mailed them out to like the UK and some other parts of the country, and they paid $100+ for them because with shipping and everything. Shout out to those people too. I appreciate you, homies, but that's a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a big investment for them, so it shows the kind of appreciation that they have for what you do when they can get another frame, but they want yours. Not even caring if they have to pay some more. So that speaks very highly of the love that they have for the products that they buy from you.
Yeah. I was going to say, you said that, supporting local shops keeps people in the hobby. But, and also what I think, a lot of these local shops are turning into not so local shops though, sometimes, that's why I think there's a lot of small guys. There's still a lot of small shops. Like I like Wrecked, yeah. And I don't know anything about Get FPV or Race Day quads or anything. I know some people have mixed feelings about everything.
I mean, they're one and the same now. So if you have feelings against one or the other, now they're combined.
Combined.
Yeah, I don't know. People have like their opinions about this or that, and I tend to not listen to it because it's the same thing with like let's say flight electronics or any product. It's like this electronic caught on fire, and then someone else is like, oh, I've had this product for 20 years and it's never broken.
That's every flight controller in FPV as well.
But keep in mind, like most of the people, they just want to find somebody to blame for their mistake. So whether if it's building or flying or simply just bad luck. Sometimes people crash sometimes people crash into concrete and the props are just fine. But sometimes that same person with the same props and everything, they just crash somehow differently, and the prop explodes. And then but this is bullshit because that was a tree, and and I've run into concrete and they don't break. It's like, dude, there are many different variables. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not trying to blame it all on the customer. Of course not. But there is some accountability from both sides, and understanding that these are parts made to be like flown in a specific way. And if you bash them over and over, of course they're going to break. So
it's like if I took a computer, like a laptop, and I put it in like a cage with a little bit of, you know, just a little bit of dampening, vibration dampening, and I took that computer and I just threw it out the window a couple times. I wonder how many times I could throw it out the window before it just stopped working. You know, it might work after I throw it out one time, but eventually, like, those vibrations are going to shake loose components in the computer. It's the same thing with the microcontroller, the boards.
I think one of the best examples for that would be the lamination on frames. The lamination doesn't happen on one single hit.
Yeah.
Most of the times, it happens over time. That doesn't mean that the carbon may be faulty or the frame design is bad. It just means that you've been bashing that same arm for ages.
Yeah, you've been crashing trying to do that one trick.
Well,
exactly.
And when you talk about flight electronics, like flight controllers, those are computer boards that are not meant to be shaken around and thrown at stuff. Like they're designed to fly and to move and to sense like motion, but they're not intended to be impacted into concrete over and over again.
I mean, they got some resistance to it.
There's some, but eventually
some hits. Yeah, but that's not what they were made for.
Last year, I went through like 10 Hobby Wing flight controllers because the gyro kept dying because of crashing. And I don't know, and obviously, like, I was crashing a lot, but at a certain point, I'm like, I've had other flight controllers that I crashed a lot, and they're still fine.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's a matter of
it's balance.
Yeah, it's like, which one is it? Yeah. So
sometimes you just like tough luck. You got to some tough luck, and you have some bad QC issue, and then you're fucked. That may happen, especially since this hobby is so new. The QC processes are not that like thorough, let's say, with that.
But although I will say that Hobby Wing, being that they produce things for RC cars and airplanes and everything, they're pretty solid. Everything's pretty solid. It's just I don't think when designing flight controllers for quads, they are thinking about people bashing them in the metal and concrete all the time. Because you can't. There's nothing you can do.
They may take it into consideration.
What are you going to do, though?
Nothing. You can't do anything. There's nothing you can do.
Yeah, so I'm saying, what the fuck are you? How are you going to safeguard a flight controller with all these super sensitive?
That's what I'm saying. There's nothing you can really do unless
you give them some rubber things, little grommets. There you go. Here's some fucking rubbers. Put those in the corners and fucking good luck, homie.
Well, there is a flight controller now that my friend's been using that's like, it's wrapped in a heat sink, completely like encased in a heat sink that he's been using for months and months. And I forget what brand it is, but he's like, I love this thing. I won't use anything else. I don't know if he's been using that one for months, but he's been using that brand for a while. And it's got a heat sink on it. Maybe it's Axis Flying or something. I don't know. But it looked like it's like pretty solid. Kind of like a HG0 VTX, but a flight controller.
That'd be cool for an all-in-one. I wouldn't want to have to do an ESC and then also a big old fucking heatsink looking flight controller.
Here, I'll send this.
But if you heatsink the flight controller, isn't that going to mess up the gyro at some point with the gyro signal?
I don't know how anything works, so I don't fucking know.
Good question. It's all plugs, and there's some pads. But I'll send it in the chat here, and you can look at it, and you can determine your own opinions about it. I'm not a science. I'm not a engineer when it comes.
Okay. I see that. I mean, yeah, because that metal case is designed for that. I think it's going to improve with like heat dissipation as well.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it makes sense.
Oh, I got the pink one. I got the pink one of that Argus.
Oh, you do?
In the Grinderino. Yeah, it flies great. It's weighty. It's definitely got some weight.
It's gonna add some weight. But
Yeah,
if
I
you
think I'm
don't
gonna
care
get one
on
of
a
these.
freestyle,
No, yeah, it adds enough weight. And then I was running the I was actually running the V2 HD0 VTX plus that Argus flight controller in a Grinderino 3.5, and it was like noticeably heavy than my other one that had single boards.
Is it
But
20
it
by
flew
20?
fantastic. Handle the wind and everything.
It's 20 by
You can
20.
definitely have heavy drones. Are fine.
yeah.
It's 20 by 20 though.
Side.
I don't know.
But it's 20 by 20.
It's 20 by 20. Yeah, it looks like the grommets are really tiny, so I would say it's 20 by 20.
The one I got is 25-25.
Oh, 25 20. Is it an AIO?
Yeah.
Oh, sick.
What the fuck? This one I don't know what this one is.
Sorry. That's
30.5
sick.
by 30.5.
He has an AIO though, I think. Is what he just
Mine
said.
is, yeah, the pink one.
Yeah.
The pink one that I got. We're
The
gonna have to
pink
put all
one
this
there
shit
is-
on the screen. You're
Oh
editing.
yeah, this thing.
You gotta edit stuff.
I'm editing everything right now.
Hell yeah. We have an edited episode.
We're gonna have I'm gonna spend a couple extra minutes editing. I'm putting this year, the new year, as in March, I'm dedicating more time to content creation.
Good.
Then
I gotta
I
shout
was
out Dream
ready-
Beast 215 real quick because he's the one that gave me that flight controller. I would be remiss if I didn't say thank you to him.
Yeah, shout out.
The only reason I own it.
But
Yeah, this thing-
keep in mind, like I've been flying the SpeedyBee flight controller for maybe 2 years already.
Yeah, those are pretty solid.
They have been pretty solid to me, and I send those quads on bandos. I think you've seen. Did you go to Beast of the East, bot?
No, I missed it this year.
Damn. Well,
I'm going to
on
the next
Beast
one
of the
for
East,
sure.
Apache dares me to do the craziest stuff.
Apache's
and
awesome.
he's the best guy, and he's like doing different stuff and crashing on like big metal pieces of machinery, and I've got the same flight controller right now.
Nice.
And some people just fly around and they're like, "Oh, they burned." It's like, I don't know what you're doing, but I mean, mine's are
Oh, it might
fine.
have been fine. SpeedyBee is RunCam. It's like
Yeah.
their electronics company, which I
Oh, it
didn't
is?
know. And I was talking to RunCam a while ago, and I realized it. And I was like, oh, okay. No wonder, because RunCam's always made good shit. So like SpeedyBee stuff seems pretty damn quality too. Like some of the Biden flies, but I have my things with Biden flies. But all the flight controllers, ESCs I've seen from them look really nice, and I do
I've
appreciate.
had some issues. I had some issues with the ESCs though. Like I noticed that I burned them more.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the flight controllers are mint. No problem with them. ESCs, I had to swap them for fly color.
Okay. So I've been using
flight
Hobby Wing
color-
for like 5 years and just Hobby Wing ESCs. So I have both my quads, both those ESCs have been through like 3 builds, probably 5 years old. Now, probably 2 years old.
I love those ESCs, the Hobby Wing ones, the 60 amps, but the problem is that they are too long.
Yeah, they
on
stick out.
the pads, so they don't fit my frame. So I only use them on my Cena lifters here. Because I got enough space on those, so I run like 8.
You should run the 20 by the 45 amp.
That's what I'm running is the 2020s. But because I had that issue with the 3030 and it came with the pre-soldered cap and lead that just stuck out like an extra 3 inches in the back or some shit. It was hard to fit a VTX back there, but the 2020, you get a little more room. And then I kind of just route my XC60 like around the V2 HD0 VTX. And it works well enough.
Yeah, I mean, they're solid, but for me, the 30 by 30 are just too big.
Yeah, they are. But you don't need 60 amp on a 5-inch quad these days. If you get a good 45 amp, you can freestyle a 45 amp and not pop nothing.
Not on freestyle. On freestyle, you don't need 60 amps, I think.
Yeah.
On racing, you may need.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Everything my reality is freestyle. So everything I talk about is the freestyle side. But also you draw less amps on a 6S battery than a 4S, right? So you don't need as many amps on a 6S ESC as a 4S ESC.
You don't need what they tell you need, basically. Is all what I've learned is that when I first started getting into it, it's like it's like the motor says like 45 amp draw or whatever. Or let's say the motor says 50 amp draw, like make sure you get 10 amps more. But I learned that you'll never actually even get to that point. The motor will never draw that many amps.
I mean, unless you're having some quick recovery, like whoop, and trying to go up immediately, then you're not going to need more than 45 amps, in my opinion.
Yeah.
No, I haven't popped 45 amp shit in years.
Yeah.
Also, you know, I don't fly my 5-inch as often anymore, but when I was flying it weekly and shit, it was still fine.
Yeah, I think it's a good, I think 45 it worked for me. But I've been breaking shit anyway. I'm running a SpeedyB stack right now, and
I breaking, you ain't flying, you know, bro.
Yeah, exactly. I'm running a SpeedyB stack, so just because someone gave it to me, and I was like, "Fuck, I'll just put this in here."
What radio you use?
What radio do I use? I use the Zorro.
I use the same one.
What do you use, Mike? Zorro.
Oh,
I'm trying. I really want my I want to use a Radio Master Pocket for 5-inch freestyle, but the throw is just so short. Those gimbals are so small. It's really hard to like lock in like a smooth line. Yeah,
I don't want to get a boxer.
Tango 2 still, because I like the form factor, and Tango 2 gimbals are really good. But it'd just be so much easier if I could just haul around the freaking.
I think I want to get a Tango 2. Honestly,
I'm gonna change to a boxer actually, because on freestyle I have no problem with my radio, but I realize my hands are not that big. So when I'm racing and I'm trying to do to roll left, I have to move my hand way too much. The travel is way too long, and I cannot really get to the edge easily. I have to move kind of my hand like a little bit to just get to that side, and it pisses me off, and it doesn't let me fly comfortably.
The full size gimbal on that one.
Yeah, and then I flew with the boxer, and it was way more it was way easier with the same gimbals, like the full size gimbals, to get. I don't know if it's this section here that it's long, like wider than the box. I don't know, but it felt
boxer feels good. I don't like box radios, but when I've tried people's boxers, I was like, okay, this feels good. If I had to use a box style one, an airplane radio, I would probably go with boxer.
The boxer's not even that big.
No, not at all. It's about as wide as a Tango is. It's just the ergonomics is different.
Yeah, I like the Zorro because of the size of it. I've just been flying with that basically since I've been like not super shitty at flying. So
I just can't get over the gimbals, man. I do not like the gimbals in the Zorro at all. Besides that, I like it. I still got the stupid gold edition because I really thought I
feel like flying like this with the Zorro. I feel like flying like
that's what I do.
I don't know.
I think I want to get something with full size gimbals. I have a TX16S. I let somebody borrow it that I was trying to get in the FPV, and then I never got it back because it's a 4-in-1, and I was like, I don't even care about that. I'm never going to use it because it has like the
hang on to it for wings. I regret giving away my 4-in-1s because I want to try wings now.
Oh, well, I
like just FL Sky buying and fly shits.
I have wings already, and they just have LRS in them.
Oh well, there you go.
When I buy wings, I usually buy kits and then I just put my own shit in it.
All right. I got a P&P or B and I don't know. I got some shit under my desk I got to build.
Man, wings are fun as fuck. Have you flown a wing before, Bot?
Twice, and it was terrifying and extremely exhilarating because I don't know how to fly them. So the whole time I was trying to give the radio back to the dude. I was like, okay, bro, I don't know. I'm going far. Like, I can't turn. Like, I don't know what to do. I'm going down. Like, And they were just laughing at me. Like, fly it, man, fly it. I'm like, I'm fucking freaking out. So I'm going to build one. I'm going to make this video where I build one and fly it with no help from anybody and see if I can accomplish that.
I don't see the appeal on wings. I've tried them, and it was exhilarating at first because it was like learning to fly a quad again. You were like, oh my God, I'm off the ground. But then I saw guys just flying like me.
Dude, I think it's like
over
the chill version.
Over and like circles, and I'm just like, dude, that's it.
Some guys do. Some people do some cool shit with them. Some people do some cool shit with them.
Shelby Ball. Yeah, folks. Yeah.
Shelby Ball is a maniac.
For me, it would be like, if I got to fly for the day and I'm through with all my quad packs, I'd bust out the wing and just fuck around at sunset or something, Like, I don't think I would drive an hour to a wing spot or anything. But I like most things RC, so I'm gonna mess with it. And it's been one of my most requested videos is me flying up, like doing a whole wing video. So the people what they want.
I'm not trying to promote a product, but
here we go. Affiliate links below. This is when we announce that Dead Cell's doing affiliate links now. but only
No,
for
I'm just
Grim.
saying this. No, but Mike, he told me about the VCI wing.
I'm actually looking at the. I wanted to send you the link so you can check it out. But I know it can look like a plug, but I truly like
this thing is sick as
flying
fuck.
it. I showed it to Scott a few
That's
fun.
Yeah,
ago.
that looks fun. It looks like I would destroy that thing in a second too, and it'll snap the back.
Hyper and AK and J-Box were flying it at Champs, and they were like, "Oh my god, this is nice!" Boom.
I would recommend what I did is put iNav in my wings, and it launches. It takes off for me when I just throw it in the air.
I've been wanting to mess with iNav anyway, but the one that I got, I'm not trying to put a flight controller in right now. I'm just trying to go fly it.
Well,
I think I can. As far as I know, I have a PWM ERS receiver, so I can just like plug that in. I think right into the plane, and then I'm good.
It only uses a PWM receiver, and you're golden. You
can put a PWM receiver in it, and then my biggest problem with those was always just getting it launched in the air. I can fly it, but getting it into the air was always hard.
Like hand launching it by yourself and shit.
Yeah,
because
every time I did it,
you just go like.
I threw it, and then it would just go right into the ground.
Yeah, you got the homie that knows what they're doing launch it for you, or that one.
Yeah, and also the first time I ever tried to do a wing, I caught my hand with the propeller and I had to get 15 stitches.
I'd be so scared of
that. My hand looked like fucking ground beef.
Ugh, God no, hell no,
It
hell
sucked.
no. But isn't there like auto launch with iNav though?
Yeah, that's why I put iNav in it, because now I can just basically, and then the nano goblin that I have, I just kind of toss it and it just does it.
Nice.
So,
I mean, not every wing I think can do that kind of stuff, like the self launch.
If you put a flight controller in it, it can.
It can, but in this case, let's check the dove. So it has the motor on the back.
Yeah, if you put an iNav in this and a flight controller, it'll do whatever.
But keep in mind that the prop is like going under the fuselage too when it's spinning.
Yeah, that's fine. Why would it not be fine?
Because literally the propeller cannot spin because it's going to be hitting the ground.
Yeah, but you hold when you launch it, you throw it in the air.
Yeah, auto launch is still in the air.
Auto launch is you throw it. Auto launch basically. Auto launch handles your pitch and trim, and so like if you're flying a wing without auto launch, you have to set the pitch or the trim on the whatever those things are called, elevons,
the flappers,
elevators, and when you throw it up, it goes. But iNav does that for you and adjusts it. So when you throw it, it does it for you, and it'll launch and gives you time to put your goggles on.
Yeah, it's pretty slick.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I had no idea that's how you actually did it. I thought it was like on a table, and then you just go, and I was like, "How the hell are you going to get that?" No,
you can't do that.
I don't see the point.
No, you got to throw it still, but it makes it easier when you throw it to not have to like fiddle with a bunch of stuff because I mean, if you know what you're doing and you can launch it, that's not a big deal. I know there's going to be a bunch of wing guys out there like, you just got to do this. You just got to do this. And I'm like, listen, I fucking know, but I don't want to just do this. I just want it to do it for me.
I just want to do it my way. And
I just want it to launch.
I just want to see if it works the way I want it.
I want it to fly, know? I want it to fly. So like, and I got it to fly this way.
It kind of happened the same with me with tunes on my quads.
Yeah.
Like, you need to do this.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, it's flying well as it is. It's pretty shitty, but it flies.
Yeah.
Don't listen to anybody tells you need to do anything. Just fucking do what you want to do. It'll fly fine.
If your tune is bad, you just put a stabilizer on your GoPro and no one will know.
Yep.
I mean, keep 100%. In mind, and not just that, like I am sick and tired of building quads every time for different use cases and like video promotions for the companies that I work for. But so I got like different quads for every size, every kind, Cine Whoops, Cine Lift. Like this is a 15-inch Cine Lifter, and building those motherfuckers is a pain in the ass.
I bet.
And so I just don't want to build it. I just want to fly it as it is. Yeah, I know the motors are cranky, but I don't give a shit. If it has a little bit of a jitter on the video, it's not going to kill it because the line and the flow of the video is good. So if I got jitter, a little bit of jitter,
And you could be chasing that all day.
Make a difference.
You know, you could chase little shutters all day too. One, you fix one, you got some other problem going on, so it's best to just not worry about it. As long as you got good video, fuck it. Especially shit like that.
Especially on freestyle where you crash so often and you crash on bandos and stuff, like keeping a clear tune and a clean quad is going to be almost impossible to keep it like that. Like most of the good freestyle pilots that I know fly the yankiest shit ever.
Today we're talking about this on Discord. People complain about slightly unfocused cameras, and somebody's like, "Oh, like every single person in this Discord." And yeah, you crash your quad 30 times. You're not going to sit there and try to focus it perfectly. Do you know how annoying it is to focus? Have you ever tried to focus a camera, FPV camera? It's fucking annoying as shit. You got to do a little ring. You got to twist it. Nobody has time to do that shit. So we fly in focused cameras and we just rip whatever, dog. It's going to happen. Look at the GoPro.
If you can see the gap, then you have no excuse. If it's maybe a little bit blurry, then you just go for it. Like, whatever.
Fix it later when you get home.
Making it, trying to focus it, and then in the field, and your VTX is like getting hot. You know,
exactly. Yeah,
it's like, fuck this,
is overheating.
And you got
there's fucking pliers trying to get that damn ring.
You know what I do? I stick a screwdriver like in the ring, and then I like twist it. So and it works.
It's like caked with grass and mud and shit and won't budge though. That's the worst.
I feel like every time I go out, some cameras out of focus. So especially those HE090 cameras, I wish you could just get those cameras and just keep them focused. I bet you if you glued it.
No, you don't need to glue them. Like I saw, on racing, I actually learned this from the milkman when he came all the way from the States here to Colombia for a Latin American race, and I fly my quads like this. This is my racing quad. And he told me that I can just cut a little triangle here and like on both sides, and I can just move it. Smart. And that's it. And then don't use super glue or anything like that, but like Loctite, that's just going to keep it there.
I'm going to...
You want to be able to adjust it, I guess, so if it gets out of whack, you need to be able to continually like fine-tune it and shit.
How do you land a drone like that? With the camera facing the sky.
In the finish gate, buddy.
You just disarm.
When I learn how to land, I'll let you know. No, it's just, you just go like this is the camera angle that I'm running on. And you go like this, and then you turn again, and then you go down and boop,
the first time I ever watched a bot grinder video, I was looking for how to land a drone, and his video came up on YouTube, and he's like, "Don't worry about your camera angle, just make it 0 degrees." And I was like, and that's what I've been doing since.
That's the easiest way to learn how to land.
Year and a half.
Landing, put that shit down to 0 and go fucking spend 5 packs learning to land.
Now my shit's like barely up at all. It's like 20, 25 degrees maybe, and that's
yours is 25. Is the same
roughly,
as mine?
It is now.
Freestyle.
Yeah, I tilted it up to match that GoPro. I kind of want to try to get it up even higher for freestyle so I can go faster.
Oxplums flies like 40, 50, something like that.
It's just once you get to a certain point, I would have to stick your camera outside of the frame, and I don't want to do that.
I might try a higher angle just to like switch up freestyle shit. We are coming up on the hour as well.
Oh, yeah.
Heads up.
For sure. I think then that's a good hour.
That was a good hour. I felt satisfied.
Fun.
Mike, do you feel satisfied?
It's fine. It was good. It was entertaining. We didn't talk much about props, which I appreciate, because every single interview that I do have, or every podcast, every like meeting, everybody's like, "And what about this prop and prop and prop and prop and Gemfan and blah, 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 and props and prop?" And I'm like, dude, it's actually refreshing to just talk about different shit from time to time.
Yeah, whole list of prop questions we didn't ask. No, I'm just kidding. This is what did I show you? Should I show you?
I can't see anything.
Edit that out, Grim. You have to edit that out. This is my video idea list for video ideas that I have upcoming. I don't want anybody to see that.
I'm
going to steal that now. I'm going to make all those videos real quick.
My ideas. This is the only currency I have is my ideas. Shit. Something right with FPV will be one. And nobody will watch it because it's positive.
I have a video that I'm going to make.
Let's talk about videos. Wait, no, we were going to go.
No, we are, but I was just
Keep watching, everybody. That's been Dead Cell number 14.
Well, I wanted this for a clip. I just want a clip. So this is the last question, and this is for both of you. So when I first got into FPV, I started looking. I wasn't getting an FPV because I found FPV. I was getting an FPV because I wanted to build my own drone, just like to build my own drone as like a project, right? But I ended up getting into the DIY, build your own drone, flight controller stuff, and I started seeing like all this language where people were talking about pilots, and like, to be honest, at first I thought it was kind of silly. Like I thought it was kind of goofy because it's like when I think about pilots, I think like, oh, airplane pilots, you know what I mean? And now we're talking about these like nerds flying like toy helicopters around and calling themselves pilots. I just thought it was kind of a funny thought. Now I understand that like there's like a lot of skill it takes to like fly an FPV drone or whatever, but I just wanted to like, that was sort of my first impression of it. And then I'd also seen like discourse online, just various things online where either actual pilots were like, they're not real pilots. We're calling people who fly drones like they're not real pilots. We got to stop calling them pilots, call them drone operators or whatever. Which I don't think it really makes a difference or it matters, but I just thought it was like a funny thing. So I'm trying to work on like a video sort of surrounded by that idea because I don't think anyone's really talked about it because it's kind of a funny or an interesting thought.
I like that. Explore that. Yeah, definitely explore that in a video. Our drone pilots.
You have this.
Keep in mind that compared to the like airplane pilots, you can like the guys from the not the Navy, the military that are operating things that go like sonic. I don't know. Like what is the measurement for sound? I forgot.
Sonic,
Mach 2, Mach 3, like they are doing crazy stuff. They can be saying the same thing about airplane pilots. They could be saying the same thing. Yeah, they're not like most of it. It's autopilot. They're not really pilots. We have to fly everything by hand. So, like everybody can say the same about them.
That wasn't my distinction. My distinction was that like the consequences for failure in an actual airplane are a little bit different than the consequences for failure on like a drone.
Yeah. For me, pilot's it's a fucking word. Who gives a shit?
Yeah, I know it is. Yeah, no, exactly. That's kind of where
fucking cupcake cruiser. I don't give a fuck.
That's where I came to like that's my determination is that like, it's just a word.
Yeah. It's labeling. It's labeling. Like arbitrary labeling.
Oh, really? It really is like, it doesn't matter, but I just think it's funny, and that's English though, so that's a completely different like thing. But I never really thought. I guess I didn't think about it until I saw I think the specific thing I saw once is that there was a concert festival where someone was flying a Cinewhoop for like a music festival and it crashed into somebody or whatever. And I was reading comments and somebody said something about, oh, we got to stop calling people who fly drones pilots or whatever, or something like that. Because I think he might have been a pilot or whatever, like a airline pilot. But I just thought it was funny. I just thought that was like also just kind of a weird thing to even care about. You know what I mean? Like this dude crashed his drone. Who cares? Like if they're called.
Yeah, like he wouldn't have crashed if you called him a submarine operator.
Or like a drone
I hate those videos, by the way. I mean, they look cool, but every time I kind of cringe every time I see like an open fucking prop 5-inch filming some rave with 10,000 people in the crowd. I'm like, bro, I don't give a fuck if you have a 107. You crash, you're gonna take somebody out. Like you're hauling ass.
Yeah. I mean, they usually are flying like ducted stuff. I don't think they're going to be flying over people with a 5-inch. I think they're going to be maybe a whoop, a very acrobatic and lightweight whoop. But it's
most professionals are using
like a snap ring.
So I see some people just doing random gigs with their fucking 5-inch freestyle quad that they were just bashing at the bando, and they go fly over people and shit. You know?
No, people do that shit.
A lot of people doing a lot of fucking gigs, man.
Oh my god.
And 107 wouldn't stop that either. There's not one question on the part 107 about, Cinewhoop versus open prop.
Yeah, but the good thing like about Scott is that he is compliant to the remote ID, of course.
Yeah,
right. Every single time. Yeah, of course.
As of 2 days ago, 16th.
Yeah, mine broke, and I wrote a comment on XJet's video if he could send me his.
Somebody stole mine.
Someone stole your remote ID?
Yeah, off my drone, dude. I was flying around, landed my drone, no remote ID, got hijacked midair.
I have a Holly Stone remote ID module.
They make those. They actually.
I know. we were looking at it. We were looking at it on my live stream the other day, and there's like and it's this big, and it's for putting on the Hollystone drones.
Yeah, it's for their drone. They have like proprietary JSTs with their own pinout that's just supposed to plug into the other side. Like a few companies have them, and you're like, what about drones? They don't have this proprietary
that drone
controller plug-in auxiliary port and bullshit.
I want Hollystone to send me a drone so I can.
They will. They sent me 2 of them, and I talked shit on both of them, and they did the second time. So
they just don't learn. They just don't learn.
They get new reps. Those companies burn through reps, so they have a new one every 3 months, and they have a list of emails that they just.
And they probably don't watch the content.
Same with Beta FPV. Bless their heart, they get a new rep every month, and that old rep gets mad because I don't like the product. The new rep hits me up. Hey, exciting opportunity for you. I'm like, all right, let's go.
Beta FPV hit me up. They sent me a message.
I talk shit on them. I like Beta though. They're all right.
They sent me an email about a radio module, and I was like, I don't really know if. I basically said I don't do full dedicated videos about products.
I did the same thing. I said I'll review HD0 Binding Flies. That was what my return email said. Like, sorry guys, I'm not going to review a radio module. Send it to fucking Bardwell or Mads Tech or somebody.
And what is like? Keep in mind, what can we do to test it out? More than saying, I mean, I didn't get any fail safes, or I mean, it's lightweight and that's cool.
Yeah, flown one ELRS module. Yeah, flown them all.
As
like
long
if
as
they give something like that to me, I would be like, I mean, and done.
Yeah, appreciate it. I mean, my buddy that I'm going to give it to is going to appreciate it. So
I will say though, there is an argument to be made because there was the issue with Radio Master's module a few months ago where the XT30 was burning out.
Oh yeah, that was a while ago.
Yeah, but if that's like something that the reviewers people had to find out.
I mean, most reviewers use that product that day. Not all of them. Most reviewers use a product for the video and that's it. Most of us don't do week long extensive testing before we review a fucking $29 module.
And you cannot actually get to the very specific parts and components that make that part, right? That let's say receiver. You may not even understand it well enough to really appreciate what it is. So
exactly,
I don't know.
The more we can, than anything, drones are magic.
Give it to people like Matt Tech or Joshua or all those guys. They will know and they will test it, and they have the RF meters. They have everything to test it out. I mean, I would just check it out, check if it's cheap plastic, and say fail safes or not. Simple.
Like when AMAX sent me those motors, I put it in my video. I was like, these motors look fine, I guess. Maybe. I don't know.
Think. Yep. Sure are motors.
If they keep the drone in the sky, they look fine. They look fine. They feel fine. Do they fly? They spin. Hell yeah, they spin. I don't know like when you told me the other day about how stators are made, that was the first time I've ever heard anything like that.
Yeah.
So that's insane.
That's pretty unique. I mean, I disagree with Bot. Huh?
But so I was saying, sorry, I gotta go. Is this
you gotta go.
A podcast? Is this still a podcast or is your extended cut?
All right, we can stop. Recording.
We can stop. It's okay.
We can. Yeah, my bad. I just gotta go. I gotta go pick my girlfriend up.
Oh, okay. Word. All right. Well, then, Dead Cell.
I always cut it. I always end the podcast so awkwardly. I'm so sorry.
It's all right. This is now the end of the podcast officially.
Mike, thank you.
Yeah,
I appreciate
thank you for being here.
Thank you guys for the invite.
Know what else?
It was really fun.
Yep. For sure. All right.